Hello friends and welcome to Sharekhan earnings play strategy session. In this session we shall cover three companies which are going to announce their results on 25th of May 2012. We are going to cover ITC, Crompton Greaves and Reliance Infra. ITC. Now ITC is likely to deliver a revenue growth of about close to 6,800 crores which is 14% YOY growth. The primarily growth is going to come from the cigarette segment which has seen about 5% volume growth in this quarter and is likely to deliver a revenue growth of close to 12%. The non-cigarette FMCG business is also likely to grow at a strong 20% plus and the paper hotel division are also likely to do well. So overall the revenue growth is going to be about close to 14% at 6,800 crores. The PAT is likely to grow at close to 21% and is likely at 1,554 crores. Now we expect ITC to deliver a good set of numbers and also see certain margin improvement of about 250 bips, especially in the cigarette segment, since there has been a price hike which has been made by the company to pass on the higher excise duty hike during the quarter. Overall, if you look at the last 8 quarters, ITC has managed to beat the street consistently with its numbers.
Let's have a technical check first on ITC. In ITC, we can see that the stock is having a support zone of around 223, and right now it is trading at 232. So one can look to accumulate ITC in the range of 226 to 230 and place a stop loss of 223, and from there on one can look for an upside of around 235 to 241 rupees with a stop loss of 223.
Crompton Greaves. Now Crompton Greaves is likely to give a sales growth of about close to 13% and sales is likely at 3,300 crore. However, as most of the capital goods companies have seen a remarkable underperformance in this quarter on the back of slow order execution in the infra segment, we see a PAT decline of about 49% in Crompton Greaves, which is likely at 149 crores. Now overall the order book of the company as on 31st of December 2011 stood at about 8,200 crores. However, the key monitorables in the result is going to be the performance of the overseas subsidiary of Crompton as well as the domestic power business. Also, whether the domestic consumer business of Crompton Greaves is able to beat the peer since it has underperformed most of the peers in last few quarters. Now just to see an overall thing, we have seen that Crompton Greaves has managed to beat street estimates only in 4 times out of last 8 quarterly numbers it has announced.
Now let's have a look at Crompton Greaves. As you can see on the chart that the stock has fallen very steeply in last couple of months, and it is languishing near the 52-week low. But as it is near a very strong demand zone which was there previously in the same stock, one can look to buy Crompton Greaves in a range of 109 to 107 with a stop loss of 104.9 and play for a target of around 115 to 120 rupees.
Reliance Infra. Reliance Infra is likely to deliver a strong revenue growth of about 67%. And the revenue is expected at about 6,162 crores. However, the PAT growth is not going to be in line with the revenue growth, and the PAT is going to see a growth of about 15% to 451 crores. Now overall revenues are going to be strongly driven by the EPC business since we have both the Shamal Court as well as the Sasan Power projects execution being recorded in this quarter. The overall company's order book stand close to 21,500 crores, and in terms of the overall track record, Reliance Energy has, that is Reliance Infra, has been able to beat the street in 5 out of the last 6 results that it has announced.
Last stock in this report, that is Reliance Infra. In case of Reliance Infra, CMP is somewhere close to 435 to 440 rupees. One can look to buy the stock in a range of 428 to 423. Place your stop losses around 406, 407 levels, and possible target for upside will be somewhere close to 460 rupees. And if something surprising comes into the results, and the stock might also go to 492 rupees odd levels.